Matt, tell us, what are the main advantages of agile methodology in programming?
Okay, so it's interesting. It's not always clear advantages. There are a number of things we do get by doing agile. So we typically look to get much more user feedback, more feedback more quickly. I think there's a misconception that agile is a way to deliver faster, and actually in many cases you won't deliver any faster. Just what you will deliver is more quickly the things that are important. So get some benefit early, some functionality early. You can then build on that and get the feedback more quickly. There's a game called the penny game that you can use to demonstrate this. But what you find is that by the time you've delivered 60% of the functionality or 70% of the functionality, people change their mind about what's important then, and the original or the remaining 30% or 40% of the original people no longer want. They'd rather spend that money on something better. So you can end up with the same amount of time, you can get 200% of the value that you wouldn't have got otherwise.
Do you think the waterfall is past?
I don't think so. And actually, there's a couple of projects that we're working on now with Infinity Works where actually waterfall is more appropriate, largely for back-end system replacement, where it's very clear requirements, lots of very clear non-functional requirements, but much less user integration and user focus. Then actually, waterfall works okay in those cases. I think what we're finding now is that waterfall as a process isn't wrong, or as a methodology isn't wrong. It's that people very rarely fully have the definition and clarity of requirements that you need to be successful. I think in an ideal world, if your requirements aren't going to change, if they are absolutely definite, you can plan to time and budget and how long it's going to take. But it's very difficult to ever be in that real world, and I think in the real world, no, we don't ever have that. So what we prefer to do now is supply some of the bits, some of the estimation that we get normally with waterfall, but to agile, so more iterative.
Do you have any next projects in healthcare? I mean, for government healthcare.
Yeah, so there's a couple of others we're working with at the moment. There's one for the NHS blood transfer service that we bid for. That's in the bidding phase still at the moment. But again, they're looking at sort of apps for end users. So when a patient presents to give blood, at the moment they have to fill in a form, and then that form has to be manually typed into a computer. And actually, they've automated some of the process. The user already has typically a smartphone or something they can make the appointment with. They can fill in some of the information in advance. They can get pre-screened, pre-checked. So in some cases, when the user fills out the form, they've travelled to the site to give blood. They then fill out the form and find that actually they've been to a country in Africa they can't go to if they want to give blood, or they've had some pre-existing medical history they can't have. In which case, they then get turned away. So they've wasted their time. Actually, if they could fill in a form in advance and get an email back saying, no, that's not right at the moment, you need to wait 6 months or 12 months, that would be a lot better. So again, much more user interface and user focus. So agile works better in that case, and it's a relatively small piece of work, sort of 3 to 6 months.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.